Canada's constitutional monarchy was on full display this week as King Charles delivered the throne speech. Tradition, class, culture, it was a moment that was uniquely Canadian, which to many felt unifying. But just a few hours later, the U.S. president took to Truth Social to prod at Canada's sovereignty yet again. Roger Collins joins us live in studio with the details. Roger?
Manisa, the throne speech was steeped in century-old traditions, written by elected officials and delivered by a king. He spoke of the nation's future with high praise and optimism. But before long, some polarizing comments from our neighbor to the south managed to steal the spotlight. The royal visit to Canada ended with a throne speech for the ages, marking the third time in history a monarch has ever done so. And while King Charles III sat in Parliament, he touched on his admiration for Canada's uniqueness as a nation, speaking to its path towards truth and reconciliation, his respect for its Indigenous people, the sacrifices the country made during the Second World War, and our future as an independent, sovereign, and unified country.
These ceremonies, the color, the pomp, the pageantry, they tell a story. And they tell a story of a democracy that's centuries old and includes all these different parts that are inherited from all these different nations from over the world.
That much was clear when the king addressed the existential elephant in the room.
The system of open global trade that, while not perfect, has helped to deliver prosperity for Canadians for decades, is changing. Canada's relationships with partners are also changing.
Acknowledging the rapidly changing geopolitical state of the world, King Charles said while many Canadians are feeling anxious and worried, the country is at a moment of incredible opportunity.
The Prime Minister and the President of the United States, for example, have begun defining a new economic and security relationship between Canada and the United States, rooted in mutual respect and founded on common interests to deliver transformational benefits for both sovereign nations.
Before President Donald Trump, it's anything but. Taking to Truth Social, he reiterated his desire for Canada to join the U.S., this time leveraging his recently announced Golden Dome defense project and the $61 billion price tag Canada would have to pay to be a part of it, writing that it would cost $0 if they became our cherished 51st state, before adding that they are considering the offer. But during Tuesday's throne speech, it was made obvious Canada has a new defense plan, one that moves away from reliance on America and looks across the sea by becoming a part of Rearm Europe. So is Canada considering Trump's offer? The Prime Minister had this to say about the Golden Dome just a week ago.
It's something that we are looking at and something that has been discussed at a high level, but not sure one negotiates on this. These are military decisions that are then taken in that context. And we will evaluate it accordingly.
And today, speaking to hundreds of military contractors at the annual CanSec Defense Trade Show, Defense Minister David McGuinty made clear the country's direction.
Canada has planned to triple defense spending from 2014 levels by 2030. But your government is moving to accelerate this. So stay tuned. Your government will invest more to acquire the necessary equipment the CAF needs to be successful in carrying out its missions.
We're witnessing the whole country. We are literally witnessing Canadian identity shift right now, away from America. I think it was this government that said we're the most European, non-European state. I mean, that's an extraordinary statement for a Canadian government to say. So, yeah.
And while the country's direction on defense and its sovereignty were top of mind yesterday, there's another part of the throne speech that's gathered a lot of attention, and it's the shoes that former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau decided to wear, a pair of Adidas gazelles in a green and orange colorway.